Hello, Fringers. The following podcast may not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised. Look alive, sunshine. It's 2099, under a gold and crimson sky. A group of punks run the streets, just trying to stay alive. Boardwalks to boardrooms, back alleys, and big bars. Trust your instincts. No one's who they say they are. Information's easy come and easy go. You best stay on your toes. Big Brother is watching. It's time to put on a show. Hello everyone and welcome back to Angel City Stories. My name is Sean, aka Mallow. I am the co-creator of the Identico role-playing game, and today we're going to be talking with my co-conspirator for this and learning a little bit more about his character. So, Alex, why don't you introduce yourself, bud?
So I am Alex. I'm one of the co-creators of Identico, the wonderful cyberpunk role-playing game you're going to be listening to. And I will be playing Titus Halston. Titus Halston is a former marshal who grew up on the outskirts of a rural community outside of Nevada in the wastes. And so he was a marshal for about 5 years before he was drummed out of the agency by the American central government for reasons that will become clear later. And he has since made his way to Angel City, where he's making his money as a bounty hunter and finder of critical objects.
Nice.
And he's still fairly young. He's only about in his late 20s, but he comes from that very rural, wasty kind of area, and he's pretty reserved. And so he's finding that just in the way that he speaks to people, the way that he interacts with the world, that he can't interact the same way anymore. And so because he didn't grow up in one of the metros, he very much feels like a fish out of water and only spent a little bit of time in the metros before this.
Yeah.
And so he's finding new ways to communicate with the world around him.
That doesn't involve firing and or arresting somebody immediately?
Or tipping a hat at somebody.
Yeah. Do you wear a cowboy hat still in the metros?
No.
Or? Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, because
definitely not in style anymore.
Well, and in the first episode of the podcast that you guys will hear coming up, like, definitely the rest of the group doesn't know how to take you as a character. They have no idea like how to talk to you, how to like communicate.
We'll work on it.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there.
Yeah. What does Halston look like?
Whew, that's interesting. Concept. No, Halston's about 5'9", medium build. He literally, one of the things that actually helps him is he looks like everyone and no one.
Okay, so generic white boy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not completely.
All right.
So kind of mixed, right? A little bit of Hispanic in there.
Okay.
And so, but again, in Angel City, doesn't make him look any different than anyone else.
Right.
And so, no, but he just, again, he looks like everyone and no one, right? He keeps his hair like a nice medium length, and so he can do, and one of the things that he was taught to do when he was a marshal, when he was doing undercover operations or trying to blend in, which is keep your hair medium length, because there's about 7 different hairstyles you can do.
Yeah.
Right? And those little things to change your appearance a little bit.
Right.
Right? And so he does those things so that when he needs to change his appearance and appear a particular way, he can.
Yeah. And does he do, so like his bounty hunting, is he a little bit more straightforward with kind of stuff, or is he a little bit more of like the secret agent style?
A little bit more the secret agent style, right? Not so much the I ride a horse,
right,
or I'm gonna hog tie you and drag you out of a room, but more like what his preferred way of doing it is non-violently, if at all possible, right? So if he could sneak up behind someone and just knock them unconscious with a stun dart, right, and then handcuff them and take them wherever he needs to take them, that's the ideal situation, because he knows that when bullets start flying, one of those bullets might hit him.
So he's bullet allergic,
right? So you got to remember, the other side is playing to win too.
True.
See, this is the mistake that he thinks that a lot of like mercs and those types of people make is, they go in guns blazing like the other side's not trying to kill them too.
Right. So he doesn't really kind of do a lot of that moment where like he kind of just like tough guys it in there and stuff like that. Like he'd rather not do that kind of thing.
No.
Yeah.
He'd rather you not know he's there until it's already over with.
Right. Okay. So I'm getting a very like Splinter Cell, like James Bondy kind of feel with it, but
Yeah, I mean, what's his name?
not quite as refined as James Bond though,
yeah,
right?
not Splinter Cell, but there's another Tom Clancy one. Daggone it, what's his name? And I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Clark.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like that,
Yeah.
or like his protege Diego, like that guy,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, that's more the vibe we're going for here.
Almost like an op in some ways. Not an op in our game, but like an op in kind of real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I like it. So, he's been bounty hunting now for how long?
Not long, because he got drummed out about a year ago.
Okay, so he's kind of trying to establish himself like in the Nexus,
right?
Sort of the freelancer network and things like that.
So after he got booted out of the Marshals, he kind of went around the waste. But the problem is like while there's stuff out there, there's just not as much because there's not as many people.
Right.
Right. And so if you want to make enough money to live as a freelancer, you basically have to go to the metros.
Yeah, it's a little harder to kind of blend in out in the waste too.
That
because
too.
you only got so many looks.
There's only so many people.
Right.
So much easier to get into a place like Angel City.
Yeah.
And so even though he was drummed out of the Marshals, he still has his chip.
Right.
Right. And so it's not like he's a criminal.
No.
Per se.
Right.
Yet.
I mean, depending on who
you're talking to.
Yeah, because I mean that's go to the thing, right? Like with the corpse, it's kind of a matter of perception with them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so his big thing is it's going to be easier in a place like Angel City to blend in, to disappear, to make some money because there's a lot more business to be had in a major metro than there is, you know, wandering around the desert outside of, Reno.
So I have to ask, does he have a favorite weapon he keeps on him? Bounty hunting marshal? I mean, there could always be something like that.
No, because again, he doesn't. Again, it's not about glorification of violence to him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Weapons are tools, right? It's like a hammer.
So you're saying he doesn't have a favorite hammer?
No, I mean, and the thing is like sometimes the hammer breaks.
Yeah.
Sometimes your drill breaks, and you got to go buy a new one. It's not about weapons for the sake of weapons.
Right.
You know what I mean? They are a tool.
Yeah.
Right. And in his mind, the tool of being able to talk to somebody, or being able to blend in somewhere, or being able to draw a gun, all have equal weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Depending on what needs to happen at what time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so because of that reason, no, he wouldn't have like a favorite gun. Like he doesn't have a nickel-plated 6-shooter, loaded with plasma rounds that he's like, yeehaw. No, that's not his style, right?
It's in complete and utter contrast to Joe's character when we get to talking about muffins and Grifter.
Or even like Bunny Boy.
Yeah,
right?
but Bunny
Boy's very unique.
Yeah.
Right? And all these people have that unique thing.
Yeah.
And so that's also probably something about Titus is he's now that he grew up going, okay, I'm going to be a marshal. Right? Yeah. And now that that's gone, he doesn't really know, it was a big piece of his identity.
Yeah.
And so now he doesn't really know what that identity is anymore.
Right.
So he's still kind of trying to discover who he is and who he wants to be going forward.
Because plan A didn't work. Yeah.
So
every character in this podcast, at least, is going to have sort of a secret agenda as we kind of go with this. And we say secret as in, I hope the other player characters don't listen to these podcasts.
Yes.
Because we're going to tell the listeners kind of what the agenda is. That they're kind of working through. And what we say by the agenda is it's something that's actually driving that character forward. So in all the things that Alex was just talking about, there is an end goal that they want. And that end goal can change a little bit, but it is kind of an end goal that they want to achieve at some point in time in their history, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what you're going to find out about Titus as you go through there is one of the reasons he was drummed out of the Marshals is he was going to pull whistleblower. Right. So there's a unit of marshals that are aligned with some corp security guys that are found in Angel City who were illegally smuggling things in and out of Texas. And he was going to go whistleblower on this.
So they got the triple whammy.
Right. And so he was going to go whistleblower on this unit before they framed him for misconduct that he didn't actually do.
Right.
And so his goal is to expose this corporation as violating the embargo and this unit of marshals to root out their
Yeah.
their corruption. And I think as he goes, he's going to see how much of the marshals and the corporate cops, how corrupt they are.
Yeah.
And probably want to root out a little bit more.
Nice. Is there anything else we need to know about Titus before we jump into the game, or?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah, you'll see where Titus plays in with all the other sort of colorful characters.
We can also we get to all discover these things together.
This is true.
Okay,
this is true.
Titus is discovering himself as we all discover the game together.
Yes, and as we're discovering ourselves as creators.
Exactly.
All right, guys. This is our first character sort of creation episode. We have a few more coming up, as well as maybe even a bonus episode right before we jump into the full-on podcast. So if you want to learn more about the book and you want to learn more about the game, go to playidentico.com. We've got the core rule book there. We got a little bit more history. We got some player character sheets, everything like that there, as well as some merch. We've got stickers and pens and shirts and a little bit of everything going on there.
The alien head pin is my favorite.
The alien head pen is amazing.
Oh, also, we have Identico Angel City shirts.
Yes, we do.
That
we
actually
do
match
have
the podcast. So
as the
please
podcast.
Go look at the Angel City shirts. They are a beautiful design that Sean did. And so take a look at those and pick one up.
Nice. We will be back again next week with another character introductory session. And we'll hope to hear from you guys soon. So take care.